All right, hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks for joining me on this random Wednesday, Thursday. Hope you had a great Christmas. Hope you had a great time on these past few days. It's always an interesting time, so yeah. Been a while since I did a public live stream, so yeah. Basically, I've been working on a mini course, and I basically need to validate what I've written, so I figured I might as well just validate it over here. But a live stream should be fun, so basically trying to do a nice little multiplayer game, so should be fun, should be interesting. So yeah, let me just make sure everything is working. Yep, I think so. That one, yep. All right. Hey everyone, how are you? Nice. Section for the RTS tutorial. Yep, that one I'm still in the research stage. Right now over here on this one, I've got actually I was installing the packages. Okay, it's good. Right now on this one, I'm doing a super basic netcode for game objects, but yeah, then I definitely do want to get back into that one, research netcode for entities quite a bit more, and should be interesting. So yeah, happy Christmas to all of you. Nice. I didn't make multiplayer. Thankfully, it's actually quite easy nowadays, thanks to all these awesome tools that exist. So that's basically the goal over here, making the simplest multiplayer game, which is just going to be literally just a tic-tac-toe game. Super basic, super simple, but works great for basically teaching how the whole thing works. And yep, on Unity 6. So yeah, should be nice, should be fun, should be interesting. All right, so let me try building this and basically see if everything that I've written, if all of it works. By the way, if you want to see the behind the scenes for how I do things, so this is it. Basically, I write the whole script for how I'm going to do the tutorial, video, whatever. Basically, first I write the whole script, then I validate the whole thing, so I go through it, do it myself, and then on the third time I actually record it, then edit it, make the final video, and so on. So yep, basically that's my process over here. I'm basically going to be validating all of this, so I gotta make sure that everything that I've written, gotta make sure all of it is correct, and then I can record the video, and then it should be nice, should be fun. Nice, yeah. So make sniper elite type functionality. Not sure what you mean by that, but I really would like to play Sniper Elite. I haven't played one since like Sniper Elite 2. That came out in, what was that? Like 2002? A very long time ago. That was a really awesome game, but yeah. They're on what, like Sniper Elite 5? It's definitely a very fun series. Definitely very much would like to get back into that one. Okay, so let me try doing. Virtual Mouse tutorial was incredibly helpful. Nice, awesome. That is cool, because that was definitely a very niche tutorial. But yeah, I'm very happy that I made that for people that want to learn how to do that, because that was definitely quite tricky when I tried researching it myself. It was definitely quite tricky to figure out how the whole thing worked. So I'm very happy that I did this tutorial, that it, yeah, actually gets to people who want to learn. That's awesome, yeah. Because yeah, that is definitely a very tricky thing, but also a very awesome thing. So, yep. That is quite fun. Okay, so basically I'm going to try to do this, try to build the game, while also trying to answer some questions as much as I can. There's about animation like procedural animation. I do have one on, if you search for animation rigging. If you search for this one, yep, this tutorial over here on animation rigging, that's what you need. But if you want, there's also a really excellent tutorial by I Heart Game Dev. Nikki just published a really excellent one all about dynamic animations. Yep, this one over here. It's a 1 hour and 31 minutes. So yep, definitely a very awesome one. So if you're interested in, where was I? In dynamic procedural animations, I definitely recommend you watch this tutorial. Super detailed, super awesome. I was working on this for like 1 year, so yeah, definitely do get on that one, yeah. Of course, still valid for Unity 6. For the most part, yep. I mean, Unity versions don't really change too much. So if you watch a tutorial from many years ago, like for example, this one, third-person shooter 3 years ago, this one is still, I would say, 99% up to date. So basically, different Unity versions, they might place different things on different places. Like different menus have slightly different names, or maybe it was here before and now it's here. But for the most part, every tutorial that you can find that worked like 5 years ago, chances are it still works nowadays. So yeah, when looking for something, don't limit your search to just Unity 6 tutorials or very recent things, even things that are very old, since Unity doesn't change too much and C# itself doesn't really change much, because that any tutorial you can find, doesn't matter how far along it is, chances are it is still very applicable. Okay, so let me try doing some stuff. So first of all, let me just rename this, the game scene. Okay, so for making a multiplayer, let's actually begin by making a network manager. And this is actually quite simple. Add the network manager. And yep, there you go. So yep, now the first thing that is important is choosing a transport. So let's go with default Unity transport. Yep, there it is. File type, Unity transport, all the defaults. Yep, okay, so just like this. Okay, let me see, what did I read? Yep, and now if I hit on play, just like this, technically, it already works. So technically, if you just make a network manager, here are the buttons, start host, and technically it is working, except we can't really verify that. But technically it is working, okay? So to verify that, basically for the second window. So now let's open up the multiplayer play mode. By the way, this is a really awesome tool if you haven't made multiplayer games in quite a while. This is really excellent. I mean, making multiplayer games used to be so tricky previously, whereas now, thanks to multiplayer play mode, it is so much easier. I mean, previously you had to make a separate build every time you wanted to create a build in order to test something. Now you just import this package and boom, there you go. It opens up a completely second editor window. And on that one you can play, and that one also has, oh crap, just, okay, there's the player 2. And this one over here also has a hierarchy, inspector, scene view, all of those things. So yep, as soon as you hit on play on that one, it plays on both them. So for example, on this one over here, we can start on host. Yep, so technically this one is starting a host connection, and on this one can click on that one and start on client. And technically this one is now connected. So technically over here is a nice multiplayer connection. So yeah, awesome. So yeah, for testing, this one is really cool. And yeah, the fact that Netcode for Game Objects is so easy to use, that is actually something that is really, really impressive. Oh yeah, something that I wanted to check, which is, okay, so yeah, so this is working, great. Sorry, I'm trying to trying to work and pay attention to the chat and so on, so yeah. My play mode probably cut my production time to about half. Yep, that is definitely awesome. I mean, the time that it takes to make a build, as opposed to just hit on play and all of a sudden both windows are working. Yeah, this definitely is a massive game changer. This is really awesome. Wanted to use distributed authority. Over here, my goal is make like the simplest multiplayer tutorial possible. So just a simple tactile. So over here, I'm going to be using the most basic networking thing. So really just a host and so on. So I will not be using distributed authority, but that is definitely a topic that I very much want to research because I haven't used it myself. So I've only seen the Unity videos on it. But yeah, definitely curious to try it out and see how it works, because this seemed to be very good. I mean, basically the main limitation of Netcode for Game Objects is how it's mostly for small-scale co-op games, but with distributed authority, it does seem like you can make quite bigger games with a much bigger scale, since you can have different hosts have authority over different parts of the world. So yeah, because that, I very much want to research that, but for this one, for this super simple tutorial, nope, not doing that just yet. Okay, so let me see. So multiplayer play mode, so just install it, open the window, it's all really nice, got that one. So yeah, to verify that, let's install the multiplayer tools. So the runtime net stats monitor, isn't that the name? Runtime network stats monitor. Isn't this one? Oh, I think it only shows up when it's playing. Just to verify that the connection is working. And yep, there you go. So right now, no data received. Yep, because no connection is currently active. So go on the network manager, click on start host, and yep, now that one is technically sending data. And on this one, network manager, let's start a client. And yep, so this one now technically has a, oh interesting, it has a 7 millisecond, even though it's local. That's a bit odd. Is that because it's on 30 tick rate? Is that the tick rate? I don't know. That's odd for a local thing, because yeah, I am using Unity Transport without so on. Anyways, yep, it does work, so that's nice, fun, cool, yeah. Tutorials for horror. Actually, that is one, basically right now, my goal for January, I would like to make a bunch of mini courses, like 1 to 2 hour video course on making some simple things like this one, simple multiplayer game. I very much also would like to make a simple horror game, because horror games, those are usually quite simple to make, and nowadays they have good odds of finding success. So I do think that's a genre that I very much want to research. So yep, hopefully in the future I will be able to do something. I mean, something like, what is that popular one? Oh crap, what is it called? Phasmophobia. Yeah, that's it. Which I guess I need to play, even though I hate horror games, so I've never played it. But yeah, I guess I need to play this just for research. But yeah, it would be nice to make a game kind of like this. So something with online co-op, first person, something very creepy. Because these are the kind of games that, in technical terms, they're actually quite simple. I mean, you basically just have a first-person camera moving around, interacting with objects in the world, and that's really most of it. So yeah. And handling the multiplayer connection, yep, over here, thanks to this. Thanks to these tools, it is actually quite a very simple thing to do. So yeah, I do think I could make like a mini course, like a 2-hour video on this, and I think it could be an interesting one to make. So yeah, that could be fun. So yeah, so multiplayer horror, that would be quite fun, yeah. People moving on the bottom of the screen. Yep, that's in the... Oh crap, I don't have what did I call it? MIDI tutorial. Yep, make your custom live stream character. If you want to know how it works, you can go over here, and on this page, at the bottom of this page over here, I got a tutorial for how I made this little overlay. So basically, this whole thing down here at the bottom, this is a transparent Unity window, so you can watch this tutorial for how I covered how to do that. Then the way that they are being animated, those are mesh-based animations. And the way that these characters are interacting with the YouTube API, that's through an HTTP request from Unity. And the way they are created, they are all random colors, random t-shirts, shorts, and so on. That is all the same thing that I did over here for the guest sprite sheets in my game, Battle Royale Tycoon. So yep, nice, fun stuff. Okay, so let me see. So I've implemented this one, so verify that the connection is working. So yep, like this. So yep, now let's build the logic. So for the visual assets, let's go ahead and make a simple background. Actually, let me disable this one. Don't really care about that one for now. So let's make a simple background. And for the background, I have a nice little sprite here. Let me see the size of it. Is that the size that I put? 13.7, 16, minus 10 that. Is that correct? I think that is correct. Where's my camera? Why is there no gizmos? Gizmos. There you go. All right, nice. Just a nice little background. Pretty cool. Now let's make a 2D sprite. Let's make a simple square. And on this square, let's make the lines. So let's drag the line sprite. Now I gotta remember, how did I set up the size? I think it was 6:1, and this one is meant to be a sliced. Okay, so let me sliced, and for the slice meant to be 1.65.7. Is that it? Oh, no, maybe it was that one. Okay, so maybe I got it the other way around. So this one is 65.7. Nope. Ah, crap. Now I don't remember what was the... I basically wrote... because I put it on the... Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's meant to be 6 and 1 and 1.65. This is way too... Oh no, it is... I think it is like this. What did I have a while ago? Because it was different. Okay, so yeah, so basically I gotta remember how this whole thing... so I put one minus 1.5, then one above here on 1.5, yep, like this. Then rotate this one by 90 degrees, and this one is minus 1.5 on 0, and put another one on plus 1.5, 0. Zip the grid like this, put that one there, and that one there. Right, awesome. There we go, a nice grid for making a nice simple tic-tac-toe game. So yeah, something super simple, just like that. So yeah. Have any assets that you always use in your projects? I've got my utilities, which I've had for many years, and yep, they are still quite useful. Beyond that, yeah, basically just copy-paste code from all kinds of old tutorials that I've made, copy-paste them into new projects that I work on. So all kinds of things that I've done previously, like for example, one that I've used quite a lot is the tooltip. I've got a really awesome tooltip, so anytime I need a tooltip for my game, I just go up here, I use exactly the project files from inside of this one. So all kinds of things, like the function timer, that is also one thing that is in my utilities. A really simple class that is really useful. So yeah, I definitely I've got a huge code base of things that I've made over many years, and yeah, I can constantly reuse that and so on. So yeah. How to fix the loading time once I click on play. I mean, technically you can go into the preferences. I think it's on preferences. And over here on the, I never know where it is. Basically, you can stop the, is it on preferences or is it on the project settings? On the editor, and then down here at the bottom, yep, when entering play mode, reload domain and scene. So technically, if you want it to be faster, you can go here, do not reload domain or scene, but do be aware that if you do that, basically your static fields will not reset by default. So if you are writing your code with the assumption that every time you hit on play, all your static data gets reloaded, if so, and you modify this, you might end up breaking things. But if you want things to go quite a bit faster at going into that, just modify this setting, go into not reload domain or play scene, and then it becomes pretty much instant to hitting on play and starting. Beyond that, yeah, I don't think there's any other setting, because yeah, over here the time is literally just that, just reloading the assets, the domain, and so on. So yep, yeah, basically need to do that. What is mesh animation? That's an animation that you make using meshes. I guess it depends on what exactly you're, but I got a tutorial, this one over here, that I did on basically how to dynamically create meshes through code, and the characters down here, that's exactly how it works. So basically over here the head is a quad, the body is another quad, the hands are another quad, and so on. And basically through code I'm just moving the vertices up and down to make the animations and so on. So yep, this whole thing really just simple dynamically animated meshes, so really nice. Listening as a normal video later. Yep, basically over here I'm just doing research just to validate that everything that I've written, validate that all of this is working, and then I will make the proper video. So yep, let's continue. Let's need a grid position, and for this one to be clickable, let's add a sprite renderer, and let me use just a simple, wait, no, let me right click, instead of that one, create a new sprite, a square. Yep, there you go, that one uses a square, nice, something like this. And need a box collider 2D. Yep, okay, create it like that with a scale 2.6, 2.6. Then add that one with a box collider 2D. Yep, and then to position it, so on 0, 0. So that is one position. Then putting it on offset 3.1. Yep, another one on minus 3.1. Then all these duplicate on 3.1. All of these duplicate on minus 3.1. There you go, nice grid. Let's just give it a proper name. So this is the grid position. This one is going to be the 1, 1. This one grid position. This one is the 1, 2. This one is the 1, 0. Now this one is the 2, 1. And this one is the 2, 2. This one is the 2, 0. This one is the 0, 1. This one is the 0, 2. And this one is 0, 0. All right, that's the nice grid positions. Basically, those are going to become clickable. So just go and just disable the sprite render. That way, nice and invisible, but they're all there. So yeah, nice fun like that on the grid position. Just hide them, and yep, that does work. So yeah, make a script to handle each grid position. So let's make a folder for the scripts, and inside make a mono behavior for the grid position. All right. Gonna make a tutorial for mobile games. Mobile games don't have many things that are too different. So basically, any tutorial you see for a desktop game, it will also work on a mobile game. Basically, the only difference is just input, and then just when you go into file, when you go into make a build, for the build profiles, instead of Windows, just set it to Android, iOS, and so on. Just swap down. But yeah, for the most part, making mobile games or making PC games, 99% of it is going to be exactly the same. So if you want to make mobile games, don't search just specifically for mobile game tutorials. Make sure you select whatever tutorials you are trying to, for whatever thing you are trying to make, and basically making mobile games is going to be the same thing as making a desktop game. So yep, I fixed the compile loading time once I save the script. That you can look into assembly definitions. Assembly definition. That is basically the only tool you have. Assembly definition Unity. So basically this the option you have. So basically you can create multiple assemblies, and then as you modify something, it will only recompile that assembly. So yeah, this is something you do, but this is something that you really usually only is worth it on like very big projects. If you try to create assemblies on very small projects, chances are it's actually going to be worse as opposed to better. But yeah, this is basically the only option you have for speeding up compilation. Yeah, just make multiple assemblies, put each type of assembly with its own code, like one assembly just for UI, one assembly just for visuals, one assembly just for your system, something like that. And then if you modify something here, then it doesn't actually recompile these two assemblies. It only recompiles this one, so just like that. But yeah, beyond that, yeah, really just get a better CPU. That is literally the only other option, yeah. So yeah, it's a little bit tricky. Okay, so on the grid position, let's go and listen to clicks. And it's actually quite simple. So we can just, it's called on mouse down. So just do that one, debug.log, click. Okay, yep, that's it. Nice and simple. Let me actually get rid of the other window because I don't actually need it right now. Let me just close that one. Just in single player, just trying to see if we have some clicks. Let's listen on mouse down and click on that one. And nope. Did I forget the thing I did? Well, I forgot to actually attach a script, which is kind of important. Basically, if you don't attach a script, nothing actually happens. So, yep, make sure you do that. Yep. There are no plugins that speed the compilation. Speed compilation, no, but there are some, sorry.ent.com. There are some, like specifically there's hot reload, which I've never used, but technically it can help you with code compilation. Basically, instead of making compilation faster, it allows you to edit code without recompiling a bunch of things. So yeah, this one is, I've never used it myself. It's one of the many assets on my to-do list to look at, analyze, see how it works. But in general, yeah, that's the whole thing. So if you want to modify code while the game is playing so you don't have to recompile the whole thing, then yeah, an asset like this one, there are a bunch of these for hot reload, but this is basically the main one. So you can reload your code without having to stop playing, recompile the whole thing, and so on. So yep, I've heard it's great. I've never used it myself, but yep, the reviews seem great. So yep, if you want that, then definitely do that. We're using different game objects for grid instead of using an actual grid system, just because this is a very simple game, so literally just placing 9 objects. Yep, that works perfectly fine. And on the click, yep, there you go, it is listening. So yeah, if I was making something with a very big grid or a very dynamic grid, then yep, I would definitely use a proper grid system. But over here for this one, I literally just have a fixed play area. So yeah, just making 9 game objects, that works perfectly fine. Hey Rex, hey, how's it going? Nice, thanks for being here. Yeah, all right. Okay, so basically like this, it is working, and the camera, yep, just make sure that one is set up like that for default. So yeah, I can click on those and it does work. And alternatively, I could use the other one. So yep, just like that. Okay, so now we need to know where exactly do we click. So up here, let's make a serialized field, private int for the X, and another one for the Y. And actually over here, click, let me plus X plus the Y. All right, let's print that, then make sure that it's all set up. So on this one, you are on 1, 1. Let me actually shorten this window so I can actually see down there. Okay, so you are on 1, 2, and you are on 1, 0, you are on 2, 1, you are on 2, 2, and you are on 2, 0, and you are on 0, 1, you are on 0, 2, and you are on 0, 0. Okay, so let's go and play again and see if it does work. So this one, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, yep. Then 0, 1, 1, 1, and 2, 1. Yep, there you go, 0, 2, 1, 2, and 2, 2. Right, nice, awesome, cool. Hey Alan, hey, got any plans on doing tutorials for custom Unity editor? I've wanted to make a tutorial on UI Toolkit for quite a while. I did use it in making the custom .go/C# course. I did use UI Toolkit for making the companion project over here for my C# course, and I really enjoyed it. It was actually a very easy to use tool, so I definitely do want to make a tutorial specifically on UI Toolkit because it is much easier than IMGUI, and it allows you to make quite a lot more complex stuff. So that was really cool. But if you want specifically for I Am GUI, then I do have some videos that I did a few years ago. Yep, these two, and they are still very much up to date. So you can watch these two videos, mainly this one for how to make custom tools with custom editors. And yeah, you can actually build quite a few things. So if you want to make custom tools, it is not that difficult, and it can actually make you quite a bit more productive. So you can use this, or you can use UI Toolkit, which I do think it is quite a bit better. So yeah, definitely do want to make a tutorial on that one, because yeah, UI Toolkit is actually quite impressive, quite nice, yeah. Recently watched a video about your grab pickup system. There are lots of things I just copied down and didn't understand. Well, one thing is, do make sure that you do understand. So if there's something you don't understand, then pause, change some code, modify some things until you actually do understand. Don't just blindly copy paste. If you do that, you won't actually learn too much. I made a video on that. Yep, this one. Stop blindly watching tutorials, meaning don't just copy paste stuff. If you copy paste stuff, then yeah, you won't really learn anything. So do watch tutorials to learn how to do something like how to pick up objects. Or was it? I missed it. Yeah. Do watch a tutorial in order to learn how to pick up objects. But then make sure you understand the actual contents in the tutorial. Don't just copy paste a bunch of things, because if you do, then you are never actually going to learn. You're never actually going to gain any knowledge. So do watch tutorials to learn how this thing works. Then on your own, modify a bunch of things, change a bunch of text, change a bunch of code in order to see how the whole thing works, in order to see why does that work, why does that code work. And then you can actually learn, and then in the future, when you want to make another pickup system, then you will know, okay, so I did this previously, it has to work because I did this, and so on, and so on. So, yep, don't blindly watch, just watch it, and then follow it by yourself. All right, okay, so basically I've got the X and Y. All right, awesome. So make these serialized fields, the clickable positions, and so on. So now let's make a general game manager script. So let's go ahead, make another script. So a game manager script, and just wait for it to recompile. And yeah, make the game manager, and the game manager, reset it and open it. All right, so on this one, what do I want to do? I want to make a function that the other one is going to call. So up here, what did I call it? Clicked on grid position with int x, int y. And over here, let's do a log on this one. Was x was the y. And in order to call this, the two options, either drag it or make the thing. So let's do call it static game manager. Make an instance with a public get and a private set, and on private void await, let's do instance equals this. So now on this one, I can go into the game manager, the instance, and call the clicked on grid position, this x, this y, and do that. All right, fun, nice. Oh, how do you find the motivation to finish projects? By having to-do lists. That is my main tip for taking a project to the finish line. Make sure you have an actual to-do list so you can see, okay, I've got these 20 tasks that I got to do in order to finish the project. So whenever you feel lost, whenever you don't know, what do I do next? Just look into your to-do list. Okay, I need to do this, this, and this. Just pick a random task from your to-do list and go work on that. So that is usually my best tip. If I didn't have to-do lists, I would not be able to make games, finish games, and so on. Nope. But if I have a to-do list, anytime I get stuck, I just go, I'll look in my to-do list, and I go step by step and just get to the finish line. So yeah, that is my best tip. Look at that, it works. Nice. You can click on any position, and it works. Cool. And my thing went down. All right. Yep, that one, that is fun. That is nice. Now let's spawn something. So let's create the objects so I can actually spawn them. Over here, create a new empty game object for the cross. Inside, let's make a square sprite. Let's add that one, 2.6, 2.6. I think that's the size, right? Yeah, I think so. If I put this one on 0, 0, yep, there you go. There's the nice cross. I put it like this, Make the prefab for the cross and the circle. So let's make another folder for the prefabs, this one for the cross, and then duplicate that one for the circle. And for the circle, go inside, this one is the sprite, And this one's going to have the circle, same size, same everything. And across this one's also a sprite like that. Yeah, hope you all had a nice Christmas. Yeah, been fun. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed some nice food, some nice relaxation, some nice stuff. Yeah, it's fun. Okay, so got both prefabs now for spawning them. So yep, over here let's make a game visual manager. So let's do that one. Make game object, run, and so on. Is multiplayer hard? Nowadays, thankfully, not really. Thankfully, thanks to the awesome tools that exist nowadays, multiplayer is much easier. I mean, I remember when I made my first multiplayer game, my Survivor Squad game, which was like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And back then, I had to manually handle sending bytes across the network. Then on the other side, I had to interpret those bytes. I had to be, okay, this is a position packet, this is a skill packet, this is an attack packet. I had to parse all that stuff in order to actually position the local stuff. So yeah, it was a nightmare all those years ago, but nowadays it is super simple. In literally just a few minutes, you can get a multiplayer connection working. You can synchronize transforms, animations, and so on. So yeah, nowadays things are much easier, which makes things quite a bit nicer. So yeah, thankfully nowadays things are quite a bit better. Right, so on this one, let's add references to the prefab. So a serialized field, private transform for the cross prefab, and another one for the circle prefab. All right. And I'm not sure what did I gotta give the event some kind of name. So over here on down, let's drag the cross prefab and the circle prefab. And then on the game manager, bring off some kind of event. What do I call it? Not static, public event. Event handler on click on grid position. So down, and I've got to I need to pass in the public class on clicked on grid position event args, put down like this, and then inside public int x, public int y, then over here on clicked on event grid position, let's invoke this event, this with a new one like that, with the x equals x, y equals y. So then on this guy, let's go on public void start, and on start, game manager, the instance, the on clicked, listen to that event on the game manager, and then on this one, let's instantiate. So let's instantiate the cross prefab. So let me actually just update my script there. So put this event like that. Over here, instantiate down, and then I need a nice helper function in order to convert the size. So let's return a vector through, get the grid world position, and this one takes an int y, int x. Then really just new vector2, I just need a grid size. So private const float for the grid size, which I set it as, is it 3.1? I think it is 3.1. So like this, basically over here it's minus the grid size plus the x times the grid size, and then same thing for the y, except with that y. So then over here, the get the grid position with this x, this y, quaternion.identity, and that will spawn it. Oh, except it's the, what did I call it? E. So it's inside e.x, e.y, like that. That should be fun. Nice. What mean event arg? Event arg is that just the default way of passing extra data on your events. So you can use the event handler, that's also the standard. You can use any kind of delegate. But yeah, if you want to pass in extra data, like over here, I didn't want just the event to be fired, but I want the event to include the x and y coordinates. So because of that, I made a custom event arg. So when I fire off the event, I pass in this extra data. Then this script over here, that one listens to that event. Inside that event, it has that data. Then converts that grid position into a world position and instantiates the object. And the whole thing should be working. So now as I click, it should actually spawn. There you go. It spawns on each grid position. Nice. Awesome. Cool. So yeah, events are really awesome. And yeah, definitely watch my C# my C# course, I've got a lecture on events. It really sucks how YouTube apparently doesn't like the fact that this video is huge. It's a 12-hour video, and crap, the ads. So yeah, because basically I've got the timestamps over here, but sometimes they don't show up on the video. I'm not sure why. Why use event handler instead of action? Just because it's the standard, the C# standard, but yeah, there's no reason. You can use whatever you want. So you can use action if you want to, event handlers just because it's a standard. So if you show this kind of code on to any C# programmer, they will understand this whole thing works. Whereas if you put action, might be a little bit more tricky to understand, whereas this one makes it very clear that it's an event. But yep, the whole thing works just based on, that was strange. The whole thing works, and see, that annoys me, because it doesn't have the timestamps over here, even though all the timestamps are here. Now let me find events. Okay, no, there you go. So that's 6 hours, so if you want to learn more about events, definitely go watch that one. And that answers the questions on what exactly is an event, on why use event handler instead of action, and so on. So yep, you can do all of that. So yeah. Okay, to make game with code that is kind of dirty. There's also, do I have, yeah, I think it's on this one, on the intermediate. Yep, there you go, the lecture over here on refactoring. So to answer that question, definitely watch this lecture on refactoring. And the answer is, yep, it's perfectly fine to use dirty code in the beginning when making a prototype, but it is not fine to leave that code dirty for the long term. So in the beginning, yeah, sure, make it dirty, just get it working. But then afterwards, come back, refactor it, make it actually proper, make it properly clean code, so that in the future, your code base doesn't become worse and worse, doesn't become a massive amount of technical debt. So you can actually just, yeah, build things, make them dirty at first, then improve upon it, so that in the future, as you work on it, it becomes easier and easier to work with. My name is Hugo, so yeah, that's my name. Nice. This 6 good for mobile games. Can you please just stop? I'm trying to, can I just time out? Okay, just, yeah, because I'm trying to keep track, so please don't spam. That makes it quite a bit trickier. It's interesting in the next 10 years. I have no idea what that means, but yes, the industry is fine. So yeah, let me just continue doing things and I will continue. Yeah. I've seen you always use images for background and UI. Why images, not panels? Those two are basically the exact same thing, so there's no reason. So for me, just because, but yeah, if you make an image and you make a panel, it literally ends up being the exact same thing. So if you make a panel, what is a panel? A panel is just an image that has this background pre-added. Whereas if you make a UI image, again, literally the same thing, just has a canvas renderer and an image. It just simply does not have the source image attached by default. But yeah, those are literally the same thing, just a canvas renderer and an image. So for that one, use whatever you want, whichever one, because they are both literally the exact same thing. So yeah. Okay, let me continue just a little bit. So spawning this one, spawns that one, and spawning it in multiplayer. Let's just verify that this is not working, meaning it is not actually going to spawn it in multiplayer. Yeah. YouTube doesn't like videos more than 12 hours. Yep, that does seem to be the case, which is really annoying because yeah, someone clicks on this video and yeah, without the timestamps, it does become a bit tricky to manage this 12-hour video. But yeah, all timestamps are here, so yeah, it just sucks how YouTube is apparently broken and doesn't actually show it, so that kind of sucks. Okay, so let's go and verify that even though if I start a connection right now, it won't actually synchronize that one. So just verify that one. So on this one, start the host. And then on this one, let's start as a client. So yep, they are now connected, but now I place on that one, and yep, nothing happens on that one, because of course, the whole thing is not actually synchronized. So yep, let's properly spawn it locally. So in order to spawn it, first thing is this one needs to have a network object. That's the first thing this one needs. A network object just like that. Okay, so we need to actually spawn the object, so we need to add the network object component. And then instantiate, we need to call spawn. So over here on the visual manager, we call instantiate. So this is a transform for the cross transform. So we have this one. And then on this one, let's get the component of type network object and call the spawn function. And yep, like this, now it should indeed actually spawn it on all the clients. So if we have both them, yep, on that one, it should work, and then on the other one, it should throw an error. So, yep. Why is this one throwing in null? Okay, I'm not sure. Is that gonna cause a bug? Do I have to restart that one? Not sure, but let's see. I'll regain motivation to make games. I mean, making games is a fun activity, so I'm not sure how to answer how to regain motivation to make something fun. So maybe go play some games. So if you play some games, maybe get motivated to building some games of your own, something like that. So yeah, maybe do that. Maybe try making something that you think is fun. Maybe try making a classic game like Tic-Tac-Toe, Flappy Bird, Pac-Man, and so on. Maybe try making one of those projects just for fun. And if you really enjoy making games, and hopefully as you start doing those, you start getting back down to be able to gain the motivation to continue doing that. So yeah, you're using some sort of package for multiplayer. I'm using netcode for game objects. So yep, that's Unity's default package, which is actually really good and really easy to use. So yeah. You have a nice solution for host migration. Nope, they have it on the roadmap. So they are supposedly oh crap, yeah. So they are supposedly working on that, but yeah, it's on the roadmap, and they haven't provided any actual date for when it might happen, so no idea, but technically they are working on it. I mean, you can handle it yourself. That's actually something that I would like to make in a tutorial. Let's see, please don't, there you go, synchronize on both of them. That works, but now down here on this one, if I click, it should throw an error, and if there you go, nice, awesome error. All right, cool, nice. So yeah, I very much would like to make a tutorial on that one, because technically it shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, the only difficult part is basically you need to implement a save load system. Because basically, as the host disconnects, if you have some kind of lobby previously, then using that lobby, you can figure out which one of the new players is going to be the new host. So then that one starts a new connection, all the other players join that new host, but then the issue is that new host needs to basically reload the save state from previously. So it's a little bit tricky, but yeah, definitely doable. And yeah, one of the many topics I have on my to-do list that I very much would like to research. Because yeah, it should be a fun thing, and it is something that is indeed quite important, so yeah. How can I improve working on the new input system? Not sure what you mean by improve. I mean, either it works or it doesn't work. So I've got a tutorial on it that I did quite a while ago, but yep, everything is still the input system. Yep, there you go. This video over here. So yep, once you know the basics, there's really not much needed to improve. It just becomes quite a bit easier. Nowadays it is quite a bit easier because it already comes a bunch of things pre-made by default. But yeah, the input system is actually quite nice, so yeah. And yeah, I'm not sure who was asking, but yep, this one is the multiplayer play mode package. A super awesome package, multiplayer play mode. You just do it and you can instantiate multiple virtual players. Look at that, a custom character. Nice. I don't know who that is, but that's nice. Fun, cool. All right. Thoughts on image to 3D model AI. I haven't seen one that is very good yet. It seems like they are still very much subpar, like those AI 3D models. Those all seem quite janky, but it is going to be interesting when that gets to the point where it actually produces good quality 3D models. I think that might be very good, especially for indie devs, especially for people with no budget, no money, no nothing, being able to generate some simple models. I think that might be quite nice, so yeah. What age did you start your game dev journey? Well, my first Flash game was in 2008, so I was 20. Yeah, right. And yeah, and in terms of programming in general, I started programming when I was like 10 years old, so a very long time ago. But yeah, Flash itself when I was about 20, and then about 5 years later, I started making Steam games. So when I was about 25, so yeah. Which keyboard do you prefer for typing? I'm actually very happy with this keyboard. I think it's the Logitech G915. It's actually a very nice keyboard. I really enjoy it. Yeah. All right, where was I? So basically, can do that, but it throws an error if I try spawning it on the client, because only the server can actually spawn things. So yep, this is a very important thing. So we need to make sure that this one only runs on the server. So for that, let's use, I made this one. So just like this, make this one an RPC with a send-to and only run this on the server. And I think that's it. I think that's the only thing that it takes. I think like this, it should already be working. So let's see. So let's try and just the connections a bit. Okay, so in that one, start a host. Then on this one, let's go start a client. Okay, now put that one, and it does work. And this one ran that one. All right, now on this one, click. And nope, it didn't. Oh, right, because I forgot. Right, I made the same mistake that I make every single time. Did I not mention it here? I actually don't. Network. Oh, right, never mind. Yeah, I just didn't read my full text. So yeah, of course, like this, I made the same mistake that I make every time, which is always forgetting this one needs to be a network behavior. If it's not, then the RPCs will not work. So, yep, don't make that mistake like that. Make photon fusion tutorial. I've never looked at it, but yeah. In theory, if I had enough time, I would love to, but yeah, I'm not too sure because yeah. With my limited time, I'd rather just make more videos on netcode for game objects, netcode for entities, as opposed to researching a brand new netcode. But yeah, that one, as far as I heard, that one was very good. So yeah, if you're happy with photon fusion, then that one can be quite usable, quite nice. What happened? Oh, I forgot to append RPC. I forgot that, so let's rename this one RPC. Let's see if now this one. Hey, new member, White Fox 2K. Hey, thank you. Nice, that's cool. Thanks for joining. Thanks for becoming a member. Nice. And this one is stuck on play mode. Why are you stuck on play mode? Okay, not sure why you're stuck on play mode. Yeah. For the inspiration, nice. Thanks for your videos. I'm currently taking a C# distance learning course. Oh, Merry Christmas. Yeah, Germany. Nice. That's cool. Yeah, I'm glad my videos have helped you. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. So yeah. Best of luck with that C# distance course. Yeah, nice, cool. This one working? Or is this? Oh, right, because I was, yeah, right. Forgot to, always forget to connect. So first connect. So on this one, start host. On this one, let's start a client. And then over here, click. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's... Why do you got a... Okay, that's odd. Is this one running? What? Am I missing something? Nope. An RPC sent to server... Oh, no, I am missing. Ah, crap, yeah, I forgot one more thing. Yep, this one needs to have a network object. Otherwise, obviously it doesn't work. So yeah, I gotta remember. Let me rewrite this. Finally, this object needs to have the network object components. Okay, great. So like this, now it should hopefully work. Use Git often or work on code locally? Nope, I don't use Git, so I'm definitely not the right person to talk about when it comes to that topic, version control, because I don't use anything. I just use, basically just make zip files of my entire project. That's my backup system, which, yep, is not an ideal system, especially if you're working as a team. If so, then that is not the right thing. You definitely should be using Git. But me personally, since I work solo, I don't really need anything too complex. So yeah, for me, I just use super basic stuff. So yeah, no Git, nothing like that. I just do the basic stuff, and for me it works. But yeah, if you're working with others, definitely do use a proper thing. Yep, zips can indeed get really big, but I mean, my projects are usually not hyper realistic, so they don't necessarily get super huge. Yep, there you go. Look at that, it works. So the RPC is spawning on both, spawn on that one, spawn that one, and works. So yeah, basically, don't you can't find that one. Basically the commit feature to go to previous stages, and nope, just because basically my theory, my mindset is if I do something and I break it, if I was able to break it, I should be able to fix it, I should be able to revert it back. So because that, nope, usually I've never needed to, in my 15 years of making games, I've never broken something so much to the point where I need to get the project back to a previous state. Nope, I just figure out why did I break something, why did it break, and then I can fix whatever broke. And I can fix that manually as opposed to going back to a previous thing. So yep, that is usually in my 15 years of making games. Nope, I've never really needed to go back to a previous stage. I just fix things, and yep. So yeah, no version control, but like I said, that's really very much just my thing. So if you, especially if you are working on a team, yep, definitely do learn about Git, learn about those tools, because those are, especially on a team, very, very useful, very nice. Okay, so that one, put that one, click to place, and how it does work, so you can place that one. And now choosing which one plays crosses and which one plays the other one. So let's go on the game manager, and over here, let's public override the void on network spawn on this one. So let's find, oh right, I need to define the two types of players. Choose up here, public enum, what did I call it? Player type. So you've got none, you've got cross or crosses? What did I call it? Oh, just cross and circle. So if I've got this simple enum like that, and then just define a private player type for the local player type, and then for assigning this, so that one does, so it does on this one, and then on this one do a not a switch, just a owner client. Is owner client ID? No, it's local client ID. That's the one. Local. Wait, isn't it? Oh no, I go on the network manager, the singleton, the local client ID. Yep, that's it. So if that one equals 0, then this one, local player type, equals cross. If not, then this one, local equals the circle. Yeah, basically choosing which one is correct, and let's just do a log on this just to verify that it is indeed working. So on this one, and then local player type. Oh boy, my voice already starting to get messed up. What time is it? 1:30. All right, good. So let's see if this one is working and connecting both of those. And on the network manager, it's our host. Yep, this one is 0. That one plays crosses. This one start as a client, and this one is 1, plays circles. Nice, awesome. All right, cool. So that works like that. Yep. And then now spawning the different things. So let me go on the visual manager, and over here. Oh right, yeah, I wanted to transform for the prefab defaulted cross. Then if the game manager instance the local, or get the local player type. So let's go on this one, make that one player type, get the local player type, return the local player type, and on this one, get that one equals the cross, then the prefab becomes the cross prefab, and if not, becomes the circle prefab. And this one, spawn the prefab like that, except like this, it will still supposedly throw an error. So let's see that. Remember when Unity used to support Java? It was actually JavaScript. Or was it Java? Did I ever support Java? I do know that it had JavaScript, which was Unity script. Very strange, very weird. So yeah, that was definitely, yeah, Unity script. That was quite a nasty thing. Well, for me, just because I wasn't too much of a fan of it, but I love C#. So yeah, I loved how Unity supported C#. So right from the very beginning, always use C#. And yep, there you go. So that's the error. Basically, both of them are still playing crosses, so need to modify it like that. Basically, I need to pass it in as the parameters. All right. Is it Kitchen Chaos good course for beginners? Yep, that's a great one for beginners. So yeah, if you are a beginner, I've got the 3 courses. I've got the both the The Kitchen Chaos one, great for beginners. Alternatively, the C# one, also great for beginners. So either one of these is a great starting point. And if you do start with one, then go watch the other one afterwards. So if you start with the C#, after you go through the beginner and the intermediate section, then jump into this one. And after you go through this one, then jump in down. So yep, both of them are very nice, yeah. I always had dogs around animals. I only had my first dog when I was like 19 years old, so I didn't have dogs when I was a kid. But yeah, since then, yep, I had my previous dog. He passed away about 4 years ago. And then I adopted these two. And yep, they are still with me, so yeah, nice. You know how to make shaders and things related to that. Only the bare basics. Like, I've made a bunch of shaded tutorials on making a bunch of effects. Yeah, like a simple wind shader, a building shader, a pixel shader, the self shader, the force field. That was fun. Making a blur, sprite outline. So yeah, I've done a few tutorials on shaders, but yeah, I'm definitely not a shader expert. Nope. For that, there are a bunch of people with a bunch of really awesome things. Yeah. Well, I did Kitchen Cows when it first came out, really good. Even convert game to Godot. That is awesome. That is cool. Yeah, I love it when people do that. When people take something and then apply that same knowledge, which really is universal knowledge. I mean, game dev, a lot of things in game dev are very much interchangeable. Doesn't really matter what engine you're using. So yeah, it's awesome to see people using their knowledge, using tutorials from one engine, applying to the other one. That is always awesome. Okay, so player type like that. Let me also include the player type on this one. So then down here, player type equals this player type, and on this one, put the game manager instance local player type. Okay. So basically on that one, I need to do that. Store that one as parameters. And yep. Okay, so I just need to put this up there. Okay, nope, like that. So on down like that, need to grab the player type. Okay, so grab the player type and spawn zone and so. Okay, so like this, now it should be spawning different ones because, okay, now instead of getting that one, grab the one from the player type. I gotta wait for that one to finish compiling, compile again, and now it should be working, so yeah, nice. What game genre is best for first indie game in Steam if I have some industry experience? That's an interesting question. Because, so you have a industry experience, meaning you are not a complete beginner. I mean, on Steam, there are a few genres that do very well, like, for example, horror. This one does very well, so if you make a horror game, especially if it has multiplayer, that is a genre that can do very well. Another genre that can do very well is these kinds of simulator games. So supermarket simulator, gym simulator, car simulator, house simulator. There's a bunch of these games. All of them are insanely successful. So that's really great. Then you've got like management, factory, automation games. That is also a genre that also has quite a lot of things. So automation. So these genres are those that are definitely quite good when it comes to building games, building crafting games, so things kind of like Valheim. That is another great genre for Steam. So yeah, but these are all so I'm assuming, since you said industry experience, you are not a complete beginner, because yeah, if you are a complete beginner and you try to build something like Valheim, it won't really work very well. So yeah, if you are a beginner, then for your first game, your goal should really just be knowledge. So just gain knowledge of your tools, of your just gain some game dev skills. That should be your first priority, as opposed to trying to make it financially successful, which is actually quite tricky. But yeah, if you already have the knowledge and you want to make something that has the odds of finding success, then yeah, these are genres that are really good. So horror, building, construction, crafting, automation, management games, those usually tend to do quite well on Steam, as opposed to making something like a platformer. Those are very, very difficult to find success. So yeah, I know a lot of people really like making platformers, and if your goal is knowledge, that can be a fun genre to make. But if your goal is financial success, selling copies, then yeah, platforms are definitely not the best genre to go for. So yeah, hope that helps. Nice. Never made a mobile game. I just did something like, I never made a proper mobile game. I just had one of my Flash games back when I was making the, back when I was questioning, back when I was trying to move away from Flash, I was questioning myself, okay, should I make mobile games or should I go towards Steam? I didn't know which one to go, and I made just a simple testing mobile game, so I basically just took one of my Flash games, and Flash had a way where it could actually compile to run on an Android device. So I basically did that. That was my only experience with mobile, just converting one of my Flash games to mobile, but beyond that, nope, don't really have any experience with mobile, so yeah. Make a Flickr game. I have settings menu set as a prefab, but every time I put it in the scene, it breaks all the scaling and makes everything big. I mean, that is going to depend on how you set up your canvas. So if you go on your UI canvas, over here, it depends on how you set up the scaler. If you have scalers in different scenes that are set up in different ways, then yeah, if you put the same prefab, it is going to look different. So yeah, make sure your canvas, make sure the scaler over here is set up exactly the same way in all of your scenes. And if you do, and if you have the same resolution, then all of your scenes should look exactly the same. So that would be my guess. That is actually the issue. Yep, the mobile market is indeed very, very competitive. That is indeed quite tricky, so yeah. Scene forgot to set canvas scaling. Yep, that would do it. That is definitely a common issue. All right, I want to test. So let me test and see if now I have one player spawning crosses and one spawning circles. So on this one up here, network manager, let's start a host. On this one, let's start a client. On this one, place a cross. This one, place a circle. Nice. All right, awesome. That works. That's cool. Except, okay, yeah, that's awesome, but it actually, there was, basically, I wasn't expecting the position to actually work correctly, but it did. I guess it just, if it moves, it does move like that. Basically, I was expecting this one to require a network transform, but apparently it doesn't if it just spawns on target position right away, as opposed to if I, instead of doing that, if I just spawn it on vector 3.0 and then cross transform that position, set it on that one. If I do it like this, now I think it will actually throw the error that I was expecting to happen. Let's see if that one does. Should I start making a game now or wait until being financially stable and make game as my hobby and passive income? Well, right away I would say that making money from games is an extremely difficult task. So yeah, that is definitely not something that you just make and automatically makes money and so on. So yeah, I would start making games if you want to make games, but I would not start making them with the goal of making money, because especially if you are a beginner, it's going to take quite a while for you to be skilled enough in order to make games that are actually profitable. So yeah, do start now, start learning, start building things, but don't assume that you are going to make something in your first game is going to give you passive income for life. That is likely not going to happen. It's a very, very competitive industry, so yeah, finding financial success is quite tricky, but yeah, there's no reason to wait until you start learning. So yeah, any free time you have, definitely do start learning, start doing things. And there you go. Now it does actually spawn like I should. Okay, good. Okay, so I need to rewrite a bunch of things. Where am I spawning? Let me see. Listen to that event and actually position it after spawning instead of on instantiate. And this just for a specific reason we'll see in a bit. Okay, because I want to talk about the network transform. All right, I never mentioned it. Right, so that's why. Spawn it. Okay. Okay, so that one spawns on that one, then on that one. Okay, so basically I just need to make sure to add the network transform, and yep, 30 mode. Okay, then I'm gonna write that in a little bit and put it with the 30 mode server. Okay, good. So like this should be working. So let's see, and yep. You have moments in developing a game where you have an idea to add to your current game. Scope creep. How do you handle it? I mean, how do you handle? Oh, right. I need to start. Scope creep. That really. A while ago, someone asked a question, and my answer was make a to-do list. So how do you find? How do you fight scope creep? It's the same way. By look at that. The thing changes. That's interesting. Yeah, the whole interpolation thing, because it spawns on one place and then moves. That's kind of fun. That's interesting. So yeah, anyways, how do you solve for scope creep? You just have a to-do list. You write down what exactly are all the things that your game needs to have, and basically you just work from that list. If you have more ideas, put it to the side, write it on a different to-do list, something to work differently in the future. Maybe some kind of DLC, maybe some kind of sequel, maybe some kind of expansion. But yeah, define what exactly is going to be your project from start to finish, and then work on just those features, get that done before you ever think about adding more and more stuff. So yeah, unless the new idea you have will add a ton to your current game, if it's something that would improve everything, then yeah, of course, add it, even if it takes you a while longer. But if it is something that is just a nice bonus, put it to the side, maybe work on it later on, but don't focus on it right now. So yeah, that is always definitely make sure you don't get stuck on scope creep, constantly adding new things and never actually finishing it. So yeah, make sure you have a goal towards the finish line, and then make sure you actually go through that path in order to reach the finish line. And anything you do, make sure you do it after reaching the finish line and not before. So yeah, I really, yeah, to-do lists are really the main thing that helps me solve so many problems. Just by having a handful of to-do lists, it is going to help quite a bit. Okay, I got lost a little bit. Where was I? Wait, oh, right, because I just forgot to modify this. Did I? Oh no, yeah, like that. Oh, right, because I was on that one, then down to that one, put that one and so on the local player type, and yep, like that. So yep, that does work. And over here on this one, I'll just go back to the previous thing that works like that, and yeah. It's a good idea to rapidly produce games. So I try to make a game every week. Yep, that's a great way to prototype, to find new ideas and find what works. That is really awesome. Like, there's an excellent video by Jonas Tyroller. He has a really excellent video, this one over here. Making successful indie games is simple but not easy. That's a great title and very much accurate. And in here he talks about how basically spend quite a lot of time prototyping. Prototyping, how to do it right. So crap. So definitely do watch that section on prototyping. And yeah, he does recommend, and I would agree, definitely make lots of prototypes, so produce them very rapidly every week. And if you find one that hits with people really want to play, it sounds really interesting, then yeah, then do dive deep on that prototype. But yeah, you need to try out lots of different ideas in order to figure out what works. That's exactly what he did. He tried out all of these various ideas, lots of different things, before he eventually made Thronefall, which was a massive mega hit. Look at that, 18,000 overwhelmingly positive reviews. So yeah, this game is a mega hit, but he only landed on this mega hit idea after going through all of that. So yep, I highly recommend you watch this video. Really excellent video, 12 minutes, really perfect, really excellent. And yep, prototyping, making games every week is definitely a really awesome thing. So yeah. Is mirror networking the best? I've heard great things about pretty much all networking tools. I quite like Network for Game Objects, but yep, all the others, those are also quite nice. So yeah, If you already like those, then yep, do continue going through those. Okay, so let's make the, basically right now one big issue is that it can take infinite turns, and that is not the goal. So on the game manager, let's actually fix that. So let's store a private player type for the current player type, and sort that one. Then on the network spawn, if this one is a server, let's default it to that one. So check if is server. Yep, if is server, this one equals the cross. So that is going to be the first one to spawn. Okay. The player takes a turn. Let's check if it is this player. So if player type equals the current player type, or if it does not equal, then let's return. Let us not take anything. So if it is not this one, then don't do anything. But if it is this one, then do take the action, then change it and so on. Isn't it over here that I did the... Let's see, where did I do the array? Oh, I did it way afterwards. Okay, all right. Okay, so yeah, so just like this, it should already have the limited turns. Yeah. So you need visual scripting, nice. Since you can update it to Unity 6, or there are no breaking changes. Technically, ever since Unity 21, I think, technically visual scripting changed a little bit, and since then, I don't think it has changed much. So yeah, basically everything in that course is, I would say, 95% up to date. There's a lecture on the extra section that covers the differences between the old visual scripting, both visual scripting, and visual scripting in 2021. There's an extra selection of there's a lecture on the extra section, and I also made a video, I'm pretty sure, visual scripting. Yep, there you go. Changing from Bolt into visual scripting 2021, and since then I don't think there has been anything. So yeah, if you're going through that one, I would say keep following the course using Bolt, using everything exactly the same thing that I'm doing there, and then at the end just watch this lecture to see those differences, and you will be able to very easily apply that knowledge from previous version onto a new version. Because yeah, the changes are all pretty much very minor. So basically some things have different names, like a flow machine is now called a script machine. So there are a few name differences, but for the most part, everything's actually quite nice, quite easy. Okay, so let's see. If now I can only... Oh right, but I forgot to... I forgot to change it. Click on this one, and if you take it, then a switch on the current player type, not switch, so next player type, case player type dot cross, in case default, case this, then the current equals going to be the circle, and case the circle, ah crap, I can't see, then the current one equals that one dot cross. Okay, so that one should be changing nicely, so let's see. I'm making a very, very basic tic-tac-toe multiplayer game. Like literally the most simple multiplayer game that I can think of. That is basically the goal. So basically I'm researching in order to then make a tutorial on doing exactly this. So let's go. One down, place down. Now if I try placing again, yep, there you go, it doesn't work because now it's this turn. Now this one places, this one works. Now click, and yep, this one does not work. Now click that one, and yep, that one does work. Alright, awesome. So now they are limited to just one turn per each thing. So yeah, each of those like that. Nice. Okay, now let's make a player UI to show the active local player. How do I do that? Make a brand new canvas, then set it up. So over here, make a new UI canvas, then the usual setup. So scale with screen size 1920 by 1080, match with the height. And then inside, let's make a game object for the player UI. Resolutions and so on. Yep. Player UI, let's stretch it to occupy the whole thing. There you go. And let's place some icons. So let's place a UI image. For the image, let's choose the cross image. Oh, right, because I need to put it on top. So move the camera a bit, or so with 6, and move it up. Because basically I want to anchor this one on the top over there, kind of like this. So I want to have the cross image, then the circle image. Put them side by side. This one, make the circle, and then on the camera, I want to move the camera 6. Oh, I'm gonna need to change that one as well. Okay, and just move it everything like this, and that one makes the UI like that. Pretty good. Okay, ortho 6 and y equals 0.6f. Scale background a little bit more. Okay, scale it just a bit, just to have a nice UI in there. And yep. Alright, I need the script for my arrow. How am I going to find my arrow? I need to find the buttons on the other side. Find asset, a sprite, or an arrow. And then I need to go inside that project, that one, assets, textures, and put the arrow. Okay, so on this one, let's find the arrow over there, make it a sprite single like that. So I need to modify that one. I can put an arrow and go put it like this. It's one arrow, and that's another arrow. This one flip. Can I flip it? Flip it on that one. Right. You have a website with the same name 20 years ago? Nope. I did not use the name CodeMonkey before, so nope. Although the term CodeMonkey, technically it's a very general term that has existed for years, so I'm guessing whatever you're thinking probably existed, but it was not me. So yeah, cross arrow image, circle arrow image. Actually, that's wrong. This one is this one. This one is that one. Okay. So now let's make a script to run this. So let's make a new script, player UI, for that one. Will you upload the replay? I mean, I'm doing basically research so that I can then make a proper tutorial video. So, I mean, there will be the live stream is saved, but yeah, I'm going to. Wait, do I want that one or do I want the other one? Yeah, I think I want the other one. So yeah, this live stream is saved, but the whole point is for me to make a proper video on this. So after a while, I won't be doing exactly that. So what do I want? The cross game object. Then the, wait, do I need this? I don't need this. I need just the arrows, right? Yeah, I just need the 2 arrows, nothing else, right? Oh, right. I forgot to add one thing. Okay, so over here, let me just go into UI, make a new text. Let's import Text Mesh Pro Essentials. Import TM Pro Essentials. Then arrow for each for the text for the place. So I wanted to say U. Let's anchor it up top. With 0 and 0 and no wrapping, center, no wrapping, and put it maybe a bit smaller, maybe like this. Okay, says U, that one says U. So this one is the cross U text mesh and the circle U text mesh. Okay, and then over here I want basically the same thing. So for the U text game object, U text game object, Let's save it, and let's drag all the references. Then hide all those elements, and then show it like that. Yeah. Everyone uses text mesh row, then why normal text still exists? The answer is really just for backwards compatibility, just so if you have a project from 10 years ago, technically you can still open it in Unity 6, and technically the whole thing will work quite nicely. But yeah, beyond that, there's no reason, so nowadays you definitely should be using Text Mesh Pro at all times. You should not be using anything else, so... Because yeah, it is so much better. So private void on awake. On awake, let's go on the cross, the set active into false. Hide all of these, right? Hide all the arrows, all the things. Yep. And okay, so now what I want. So let's make some events. So up here, let's fire off another event. Public event handler on game started. And do I use the local, right? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Okay, now I'm trying to... How did I... Oh, right, it's on the... It is, right? Network. So, if you are a server, network manager, the singleton, on client connected callback, okay. Alright, so I gotta write this because I forgot about this one. And over here, invoke this event rs.empty, but only invoke that one if the network manager singleton dot the client count. Isn't there a connected clients? This one? Yeah, I guess so. Length count. There you go. So if that one equals 2, then start the game. Start the game. Right, yes, I do think that is correct. And then on this one over here, on private void start, let's listen to the game manager, the instance, the on game started. So let's listen to that one. On the game manager, on the game started. When the game starts, then let's go on the game manager. On the instance, let's get the local player type. And if the local player type, yeah, just do a simple if that one equals the cross, if it equals the cross, then on the cross, oh crap, I'm on the wrong I'm on the wrong script. That's not the script that I want. No, it's on the player UI. So on this one, then I want the cross, the U, yep, set active into true. And if not, then I want the circle U text, set that one into true. And okay, so I think that's it. I just need to actually make sure to write this on my fire so both players can join. That event, yep. The player join, fire it off. UI, listen to that event, check the local player on the right game object, then check the current player. Okay, so I also need that one. Oh, but I need that one on the... Ah, crap, I actually forgot something. A custom character, can you approve it? Oh, it's been a while since someone did a custom character. So yeah, let me just... Need to see that. There it is. Trying to see. Like quite a few characters. Nice. Scroll down to the bottom. Anyone not valid? There's one there. So validating that one. Who was saying that? Okay, I think I validated yours. Yeah, I think it's the only one. I think all the others are not. Yeah. So technically I've validated. Let me see, where's your character down here? There it is. Let me just force the update on this one. Update the character customization. There you go. Look, that worked. Nice. That's cool. Yeah, I love it when people make custom characters. Nice. Yeah. Developed any GTA 5M goods by C Sharp. I don't know what that is, so nope. I'm guessing that's some kind of mod for GTA 5. Nope, I didn't do that, so that's interesting, yeah. Right, someone else coding is the same as being a passenger while someone driving around the city. Is that a positive or a negative? I don't know. But yeah, nice. UI. Are you going to cover more in-depth UI toolkit? Yep, it's definitely on my to-do list. It's been on my to-do list for a very, very long time. So yeah, hopefully sometime, but yeah, no idea when, because it's been on my to-do list for a very long time and I still haven't managed to get to it. So yeah, we shall see. Right, so here, I just realized that I was trying to and check the current player, but this is going to be tricky because the current player type only exists on the server. So yeah, it's over here that I gotta variable. So basically I gotta turn this one into a network variable. Network variable of type player type, which I'm actually not sure. Can I make a network variable just like that for this one? I'm not sure. That one creates it, then this one dot value equals, right? Because then it exists on all of them, right? I think so. Okay, let me see. I think this dot value, this one is only running on the server. Yep. Right here, poly player type, get the current player type, and this one, let's return the current player type like this, dot value. So then on this one over here, wait, can I not return it? Oh, never mind. Right, so on this one, right, void update current arrow. So on this one, just need to go game manager, the instance, get the current player type, and if that one equals the cross, if so, then for the cross arrow game object, set active into true and the other one into false. So that's the circle arrow, down into false, and then else set this one into false, this one into true. Okay, so then on updating this one, let's update after the game starts, and then I need to know when this one changes. So except event handler. Okay, so there are a bunch of things that I wrote incorrectly here that I need to sort out. On current player type changed, and basically on network spawn, yeah, I need to listen on both the server and not the server. So current player type on value changed. This one is just the delegate. So player type, previous player type, and a player type for new player type. I think that's syntax on this one. Not invoke this event_empty, and then on this one I can listen to game manager instance on the current player type changed. So on the game manager, game manager, and that one happens. Update the current arrow like this. Except let me actually attach that one on start like this. Okay, so let's see if that works. But yeah, I do have to rewrite my script by quite a bit. How were you able to develop Blueprint Tycoon so quickly? Good question. I don't know, I guess that game actually came along quite easily when it comes to design. It only went through like one prototype before, so it didn't actually take too long for coming up with the idea. The hardest part was coming up with the visuals, because yeah, I am not an artist, but I drew all the visuals inside that game, which I'm actually quite happy with how they came out. I think they came out quite nicely, visually speaking. Yeah, I managed to get a nice, consistent style. But yeah, that was the biggest thing, is at one point, after, I don't know, after 1 month development, I had like the core idea working, but I had no idea what it was going to look like until I finally came up with visuals like a blueprint, and then named it Blueprint Tycoon. So So yeah, but in terms of the gameplay itself, it was actually relatively simple, relatively straightforward. I mean, basically you've got machines inside of buildings, and then those machines produce inputs and outputs, and then you've got some characters moving around, taking care of things. So yeah, I guess maybe the best answer to that question is Blueprint Tycoon was, I don't know, in terms of Steam, I think it was like my 4th Steam game, but I already had like 50 Flash games before that, Flash games plus random games plus all kinds of things. So yeah, this was not my 2nd game, my 3rd game, and so on. So yeah, by this point I already had quite a bit of experience, so I was already quite capable, especially I already had quite a bit of experience with Unity itself. So yeah, I was able to be very familiar with my tools, so that is why I was able to build this quite quickly. Yeah, it was a fun game. Yeah, it's been a very long time since I last played it, so yeah, definitely would like to play it again, because I really enjoyed making it. I think it is one of my best games, and people do like it, so yeah, fun, nice. Maybe you should one day learn to make art. I've thought about that, but yeah, I think I'm better just investing my time in becoming even better as a programmer, and then just hiring an artist or buying art. I think that is better, as opposed to me trying to become a mediocre artist. So yeah, I think just hiring someone with the right skill set, I think that works better, combining with my skill set, as opposed to me trying to learn quite a bit better. So yeah. What's your words per minute max score? And then plans for netcode for entities. I'm still on the research stage. I've done a bunch of research on converting that one, but yeah, haven't done all the research yet, so still no idea on the timeline, but yep, it's definitely on my to-do list. Any words per minute? I actually tried that the other day, and it's always fun. It's always nice. Is it this one? I don't know if it is this one. Real 2 for between down last it program around word, then so lead know which people open but down need right final fact work any want many not here any become have such right here just come life no but consider state person you so strange should then must write as woo, there you go. So apparently 100 WPM. Yeah, usually that's how much I get. So fun, nice. 198% accuracy. That's pretty good. That's pretty fun. Oh crap, my other monitor just suddenly disappeared. So yeah, fun. Yeah. A feature course idea. I've got multiple ideas. I really just need time to build them all. So yeah. World Liberation isn't available in German. Really? I think I submitted the form, didn't I? Does it say anything here? Because I do know that Steam suddenly changed something and they required some kind of form, but I'm pretty sure that I filled out the form. Can you see my other games in Germany? Because I'm pretty sure I filled the form on all of them. Maybe I forgot that one. Maybe I forgot that one. It's at least not showing anything on the... Because this one just says store presence, game build incomplete, and so on. Say maybe there's something that I missed. Oh, it has the thing in... What is it, this one? Nope. Okay, so I guess I gotta look into it a little bit. But yeah, I thought I updated the form on all of them, so... Oh crap, it's already 2 p.m. It's actually quite late. Okay, so I gotta... So now, what country are you from? I'm from Portugal, so yeah. What are thoughts on game engine development? I think that's very interesting. See, the rest just not totally... Okay, that is strange. Okay, but I will definitely look into that one. So yeah, thanks for the tip. Apparently I must have forgotten something, so I'll have to look at that one and so on. Game engine development is definitely a very interesting thing if you want to learn how to make engines. I mean, if your goal is to make games, then just use an engine. But if you want to learn how the engine works in order to actually be able to... If you want to basically get the knowledge of making a game engine, then make a game engine. But if you just want to make a game, then just use a game engine. So yeah. So yeah, that depends on what is your goals. So yeah. If you want to make a game engine, yeah, it's worth learning. If you want to make a game, then it's not really worth learning DirectX from scratch. Nope, it won't really. I mean, it's a fun challenge. It's a fun thing. So if you have the time, definitely go for it. But yeah, it's a. If you want to make games, just use a normal engine, just like that. Yeah. Lighting is extremely important. Do you have any tips or assets you could recommend? I mean, if your game is very static, then I highly recommend you use some kind of global illumination tool. Not global illumination, I mean illumination. Basically, if you got something that is yep, this one seems very awesome. I've never used it. I've just looked at the videos, like I looked at it a few days ago for my list video, and this one seemed quite nice. So yeah, there's a bunch of real-time global illumination tools. These are going to make your game look quite a bit better. So yeah, just adding no global illumination versus adding it is going to make your game look much better. If you want something free, you've got the Adaptive Pro volumes. So definitely look into this. This can definitely help your game look really gorgeous, really nice. So number one thing is either global illumination, or the other thing that I was looking into, or baked lighting, which Unity has by default, or Bakery. This one apparently also helps you make some really gorgeous baked lighting. So yeah, that's the easiest way to have something really high quality, is to use either baked lighting or high quality global illumination. And then the other thing that also really helps is volumetric lights. So there's this asset over here that I've used in a few prototypes, like in Total War Liberation. I think there are some, is there a screenshot over here? That one you can't really see. Yeah, basically this one over here is the shape of that light. If you want to get that shape with the nice little fireflies, those things, yep, I made that using this this volumetric light asset. So this one, highly recommended. That always makes your game look quite a bit better, having these God rays from the windows and so on. So yeah, when it comes to lighting, yep, it is definitely very important. So yeah, do look into those tools, those assets, because if you make your game look good, then yeah, much better odds of finding success. Yeah. How to make a loading screen. I have a tutorial that I did quite a while ago, and it's still very much the exact same thing that I do nowadays. There you go, my scene manager. I made this tutorial back in 2019, and it is still exactly the same thing that I do nowadays. So yep, just have a separate scene, and then just load a bunch of things and so on. Okay, so let me just try a little bit, because then I gotta go, because I still gotta make lunch, then I gotta walk the dogs and do a bunch more stuff. I don't even remember what. Oh, I was handling these things. Okay, so let me just make sure that one is working. Okay, so right now no things are selected. That makes sense. Now select that one. Let's start a host, and that one still doesn't show. Okay, it only shows when both of them connect. So this one connects, and okay, it did work on this one. This one is a circle. Did not work on this one. Is because it did not fire the event on the game manager, because this one's on the on-network spawn. Right, because he only invokes the event locally, so in order to invoke on both of them, right, so I got to do this through an RPC. So try void start game RPC, and this is an RPC with send to dot clients and host, send to all of them. So on the start game RPC, that is literally just going to do that. Now this one might work, maybe. Time, yeah, great, yeah. Unreal or Unity, both are great. I'm obviously a big fan of Unity, but yeah, both are great. Think about advanced combat system like God of War. How can it be achieved? The answer is with very high quality animations. I mean, when it comes to code, those combat systems are relatively simple. You just have some button presses. You've got some heavy attacks, light attacks, so that is really just all based on animations in terms of the code. It is all usually relatively straightforward, but yeah, that one is really all about animations, having the proper animations to look like you are really punching something. That is what really works. Okay, so, oh no, it did work. Yeah, I thought it was broken, but no, this one is you, that is the player, this one is you, that is the player. So that is one playing. Now let's see if the arrow changes. And yep, it does change. And changes on this one. Yep, it also changes down. Right. Awesome. Cool. So that works. That's nice. You already have a plan for the project you're making. I mean, over here on this thing, I'm basically validating the script that I wrote. So now I gotta write a bunch of these things. And then eventually this will be a mini course, like 1 hour, 2 hours, something like that. I'm making a very simple mobile game, which should be fun, should be fine. Alright, so yeah, so this is working, and I think I have to go, because it's already 2:30. How long have I been live? When did I go live? At about, yeah, it's been about almost 2 hours. Oh, nice, impressive, cool. Can we make a video about handy Visual Studio shortcuts? Yep, I did make that video, and it's actually one of my favorite videos that I did this year, and I highly recommend it. Visual Shortcuts. The Visual Studio shortcuts, yep. That is one of my favorite videos that I made this year. I even made a nice little cheat sheet right here. So yep, these are all of the shortcuts that I use all the time. So move word by word, go to beginning end, move vertically, up or down, rename symbols, find references. So yep, definitely go watch this video, definitely watch the whole thing. So yeah. This course won't be paid. Nope, this will be a free YouTube video, about 1-2 hours, something like that. So yeah. Anything like Trello for your projects? Nope, for me I just use basic notepad and pen and paper. So yeah, I'm very, very low tech when it comes to my design process. But yeah, in general, that's my tool set. But again, as always, use whatever tool works best for you. So I use what works for me, find out what works for you, and then do it. So yeah. Geez, but plugin's free plan only allows 100 daily interactions. Oh, we're talking about like generative AI? Ooh, to have players pay for more interactions. I would say that would not go well. I would say that would be a big negative, so I would not attempt doing that. Yeah, I can't imagine any player would be happy paying like $10 to play your game, and then your single player game requires a $5 subscription just because you're using an AI backend. That would not be good. So yeah, I would definitely not use that. No, yeah. Tried Writer. Nope, I haven't. I know a lot of people have said a lot of very positive things, but nope, I haven't tried it. Mainly because since I make tutorials, I really want the tutorials to match perfectly what the person watching is seeing. So because of that, I want to use free tools as much as possible. So that is why I stick with normal Visual Studio. But yep, I've heard great things about Writer, and yeah. So definitely do give that a try and so on, yeah. A raw data model on server and client just visualizing. I mean, you are describing just a server authoritative game, which yep, that is great. That's usually how you should do things. So basically the server is the only thing that matters. The server just sends raw data to the clients and then the client just shows it. So I mean, over here, this game that I'm making is very much server authoritative. There's nothing here that is client based. So yep, definitely always make that, send raw data and so on. Okay, so my voice messed up. I gotta go cook some steak, do some stuff, and so on. But yeah, Writer is now free, but it's only a third-party thing, so I don't think I won't be using it. But yeah, I did hear that like a few months ago they became free, so yeah, that's awesome. Definitely do that. All right, so yeah, I really gotta go. I gotta rest my voice a bit, eat some stuff, and so on. So that and that. All right, so yeah. Thank you all for joining me on this random live stream. I hope you had a great Christmas yesterday, the past few days. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you all next time. All right, so bye everyone. See you next time. Bye-bye. Have a great day.